Okay, we now welcome on a very, very, very special guest. It is Paolo Banchero, fresh off 50 points. We actually, Paolo, first of all, thank you for coming to the office.
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate it. So it's obviously football season, so we're like, this is going to be great. We're going to have Paolo in. We can save it for when we need an interview. And then you decided to drop 50 on Monday night. We're like, well, we have to run this right away because, we'll start there. What was it like being in the zone? You were in the zone, 37 and a half?
Yeah, I was in the zone, man. It was just one of those games where, like, you make your first couple shots and you just get lost in it, and then you just keep going. You know, you're not even worried about, how many points you are scoring. You just, you don't want to stop. So it was fun, man. I've had a couple big games in the league, in playoffs, whatnot, but like that was definitely like the standalone game where it was just like a avalanche. It like kept going.
Did you actually feel like everything you threw at the hoop was going in no matter what?
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
And just when you get to that point, it's like your instincts take over, and so you just start doing stuff that you worked on in the summer. Shots that you practice that maybe you wouldn't shoot every game, but like you're feeling good, so you're gonna let that one fly. So it was fun, man.
Yeah.
What does it feel like? And have you figured out, like, have you thought about how to recreate that feeling?
Yeah, for sure. That's all I ever think about is, how can I get in that zone as often as possible. And I think it's just, like I said, trusting your instincts when you go out there, being aggressive, having like, an aggressive mindset, but also not trying to press and force it. Like, I don't think anything or any bucket I had in that game was forced or was a forced shot. I think I just let the game come to me. Everything was happening so naturally, and it was flowing. So it was really fun though.
What if that's just how good you are now? What
Yeah.
if you go out tomorrow night and it's like another 50?
Yeah, I mean that's like what I think in my head is like, why can't I do it again? Obviously, you're not gonna put up 50 every night, but like just that
not
mindset.
with that mindset.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
What if you're still in the zone?
Yeah, no,
You could still be in the zone.
I'm very much still in the zone for sure. It's only game 4, so
Yeah.
I felt like I got off to a great start in Miami, and I was in that zone, and I felt like I left a lot of points on the board in that game. And so the two after that was like, I was chilling a little bit, wasn't as happy with my performance, and then that fourth game, like I was like, oh, okay, so this is what it looks like if I kind of put it all together. And I still left, I missed a bunch of free throws, a couple shots I could have made. So like it just makes it fun for me because I know there's more. I don't feel like, oh man, I gave everything I had, I can't go any further than that. It's like, nah man, I feel like I can go get 60, 70.
Yeah,
love
that's
that.
got to be the best feeling ever.
Are you gonna eat the same meal before the game? Like, do everything the same way?
No, I'm not that superstitious. I would say, what I eat is not necessarily most about what I eat, but like the amount of calories I get. Like I just got to eat a shit ton of food before the game just so I have energy.
So I saw that online that you lose 7 pounds of sweat. Is that true? During the game?
There was some. It's like the way it got reported, and when I was in college, it was like a little walkie.
Okay.
But yeah, basically like there would be practices you weigh in before, weigh out after, and so I'd weigh in at a certain weight, and then after practice I'd be 7-8 pounds lighter, and so they like they were all like amazed by that, but I just sweat a ton, and so then I started cramping at the start of my freshman year, a couple games. And they kind of made it a big deal when really, honestly, people don't really know. Well, I think I said it, but like at that time of my life, I didn't really have an idea of like electrolytes and like the fact that you need them every single game.
Yeah.
Because like I was just drinking water, a little Gatorade, but I wasn't drinking like electrolyte, Pedialyte or stuff like that. So I was going into these games like super high intensity game, like stuff that I've never felt before. And like my body was like just locking up. So I was like, tripping at first. But once I started drinking Pedialyte and electrolytes, stuff like that, I got right. So
was there like I always am fascinated the jump of college to pros, and then you go from being a student and you're in college, you don't have millions of dollars, then you're a pro, and now you're spending money on your body and stuff. Have you noticed that for your body, where it's like the amount that you put in off season training, just how to deal with it, like you're just that much stronger and better?
Yeah, for sure. I think you don't really pay attention to what you eat, or at least I didn't when I was a kid or a teenager. I was kind of eating whatever. I was always in pretty good shape, but once you get older and start playing at a higher level, you realize that, certain stuff makes you feel certain ways. And like, for a game, I got to load up on a bunch of stuff because I know I'm going to, I'm out there trying to go 100% the whole game,
right?
For 40 plus minutes if I have to. So I know how much energy that takes out of me, especially me being, my size and trying to move as much as I do. It takes a lot of energy. And so like, you realize that, you got to eat, whether you're hungry or not sometimes. Like sometimes I'm not even hungry, but I know I got to get these meals in order for me.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
You got to eat. I think it's interesting that Duke doesn't provide adequate nutrition for their players, and they also make you weigh in all the time. It's like it gives you bad body image there.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound healthy mentally for the players.
Do you want to do the Duke stuff now?
Yeah, let's get it out the way.
Okay, so when you sat down, I told you, I was like, hey, look, just so you know, I'm a very big Duke hater.
Yeah, so let me rewind a little bit on like when I was talking about this podcast.
Yeah.
So they were like a Barstool Big Cat.
Yeah.
It's the guy who's running it. And I was like, hold on, like why does that username sound familiar? And I just remembered being in college, Coach K's last year, and I always saw like on Twitter, and by the way, going to Duke taught me to like stay off Twitter.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, guys like me are on those streets.
Guys like
it's not for you.
Yeah,
it's for
it made me realize like, stay off Twitter during the season, like just focus. But anyway, my whole freshman season, every time we lose or have a bad game, it'd be Barstool fucking Big Cat talking shit. And I'll be like, who runs this account though? I'm like, who is this dude? Like he's shitting on, us, Coach K, and it would piss me off. So kind of circled back. It's funny.
It feels
how that
good.
works.
Yeah. So I'll tell you my trauma real quick. I went to the University of Wisconsin. I don't think they'll ever win a national championship in anything. No. They were up at half against Duke in 2015. From that moment forward, it was like I never liked Duke, but that was like
that was it.
A part of my soul is still in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis.
You were there?
I was there.
Wow.
A part of my soul is sitting there in the seats, and it's just never coming back. So when Coach K said that he was going to retire, and he made sure that he let everyone know that he was going to retire 12 months before he was going to retire, and we all had to, suck his dick for a year, I decided that I was going to make it a personal mission to just be on his ass the whole time. So you kind of were like a casualty of war because it wasn't like a personal hatred towards you. It was Coach K. You just happened to be on the last Duke team with Coach K. So that last game in Cameron, that was awesome.
Man, that was some bullshit. That's what that was. That was, man.
I feel like you guys were put in a bad spot from a player's. I loved it. I loved every second of that game. But from a player's perspective, to be honest with you, the pomp and circumstance, and when they roll out like 90 dudes who went to Duke and were Coach K, like the pressure that was on you guys was not fair. I feel like is that an accurate statement?
I wouldn't say it's not fair. I think that's why you go to Duke to play in those type of games.
The brotherhood?
Yeah. I mean, Coach K told me before I even got to Duke that my year was going to be his last year. So I came in already knowing that every game we played was going to be a big deal because of him. And it's his last game. So, and everyone knew that last game in Cameron was like, before the season even started, you knew that was going to be the game. Like, the game, everyone was talking about that the whole season. Like, man, what's going to happen? Who's going to be there? Like, it was already being talked about the whole season. So you can't. I wouldn't say it was unfair because we knew what was to expect.
But then, what about when you get in the tournament and the pressure of the tournament, knowing it's his last tournament? That's got to be a lot. I mean, you guys are 18, 19-year-old kids. You go to the Final Four. You had a good tournament run. Who'd you guys lose to?
You know who we lost
to. I was there for that too. I was there.
I remember that they lost to UNC in the last home game.
They didn't lose to UNC in the tournament, did they?
No, that was the last home game. So who did you guys lose to in the tournament?
We lost.
Same team?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, we know.
That sucks.
This is the beauty of our podcast, by the way, just to like break character for a second. You just put up 50 in an NBA game, and you're like, $100 million, one of the best players in the NBA, and we're sitting here being like, you lost to UNC.
I mean, that's what I get that all the time, though. I mean, like I said, I have like that. I loved my college career. Like I thought it was awesome, but like that will forever be a stain. Is losing those 2 games to that school, obviously, because we were. It's hard, and let it out.
And
they beat us twice. So credit to them. They beat us twice, 2 out of 3 times. They were the better team in those 2 games. But we were so much better than them, man.
Ooh.
Like, as a team, like, we was so much. Like, we went in there the first time we played them. We walked in the Dean Dome and beat them by 30.
Right.
And like, and took their, like, you could just tell we was just a better team. And
I feel like if that second game
once a team in college though, like once a team, any team in any sport is playing hard and you know, on a, you know, you can call a Cinderella run like that. They're hard to beat. So
yeah,
you know, guys on their team made a lot of shots, but it'll never, you know, I'll never be convinced that we weren't just hands down better than them. I just think when the moment was there, when it was the moment, they had guys that stepped up and made plays in the moment, so you gotta give them credit.
Were you thinking about going anywhere else besides Duke? Were you thinking about maybe staying at Washington? Our guy Spencer Hawes would have been happy about that.
Yeah, you guys know Spence?
Yeah, he's a good friend of
ours.
ours.
He actually told me to tell you.
That's my big bro.
He wants his golf clubs back.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in Seattle. He got to get on. He got to text my dad about that. Yeah. But no, I thought about going to a few different schools, man. Honestly, like Duke wasn't even, you know, probably a top 2 or 3 until COVID hit. Because I remember I went on 5 official visits my junior year before COVID and everything. And so I went to Duke, UNC, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Gonzaga. And I had a blast on 4 out of 5. And Duke was the one I actually had, you know, it was a great experience, you know, being around the campus, but like I didn't have a fun time. Like it wasn't that fun.
Yeah.
And so then, I kind of was like, you know, not really feeling it. But once COVID hit and everything shut down, like, you know, I just kind of started thinking about it even more and more. And that's when Coach K, like, you know, you would expect a guy like him, the GOAT, to not be so, you know, anxious to talk to me every single day. But he was like by far out of any coach, you know, calling me the most, texting me the most throughout the pandemic.
Sounds like a violation.
No
if he was
violation.
calling you, and I'll open up the file again.
So you didn't really want to go to Duke, and then when the country shut down, all the investigative parts of the NCAA shut down, he started being in touch with you, and then
I think what happened was
dropped the bag
I was
off.
a 16-year-old kid taking visits, and I was caught up in, I didn't have that much fun on this Duke visit.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they're not that high up on my list. And then COVID kind of brought me back down to earth, and I realized, look, I'm trying to go to the NBA.
Yeah.
And be the number 1 pick. So I need to go to where I have the best opportunity.
Yeah, so obviously, listen, I don't like Coach K. I don't like Duke, but I can admit that he's the best college coach of all time.
There we go.
He is. He won in every decade. It was crazy. All he did was win. It pissed me off. What was it about him, though, like when you got there and you started getting into Coach K practices that made him different, or how he pushed you guys? Because I do respect the fact that he's a great coach. I don't like him otherwise, but I can say that much.
Yeah. I mean, he's just really like probably the best motivator I ever been around. He just knows how to push your buttons and get the best out of you, no matter who it is. Like he's just so, you know, he's so good at knowing how to communicate with each and every person on the team. You know, he communicates to everyone differently. And so I think for him, with me, it was like he saw how talented I was, but he knew that I had to become more of a leader and more of a voice, you know, because I used to, you know, I was really one of those guys that just kind of let this play, do the talking, you know, lead by example type of guy. Like I wasn't very vocally, you know, active. And coming in as a freshman, like, you know, he would let me know, like, man, it doesn't matter that you're a freshman. You gotta, if you're the best player on the team, you gotta be a leader. You gotta be the vocal leader, you know, or the team's never gonna be what it should be if you're not leading it. And so, like, I struggled, you know, understanding that at times back then, but like now, 3 years later, when I'm in the NBA, like I fully understand. And like, it's crazy because everything he's ever told me, or like everything he ever said was gonna happen if I did this or did that, like it's happened.
Yeah.
So like, when I look back and think about all the stuff he's ever told me or got on me about, it's all like true and all it's came to fruition. So
yeah,
it's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
I read a story that he called your mom one time, and he told your mom, I'm going to read the quote here. Paolo's going to call you tomorrow because I'm about to get in his ass. And then your mom said, I promise you he's not going to call this house. It's not a soft place to land. And Coach K said, I've been trying to talk to him, and I can tell he's mad, but I'm trying to be nice. And then your mom told Coach K that if you want him to get pissed, if you want him to do what you want him to do, ream his ass, then kick him out of practice. Don't kick him out where he can sit in the locker room. Kick him out of the building. So your mom was coaching Coach K on how to coach
how
you
to
at
get
the time.
through to me.
How
Yeah.
crazy is that?
That sounds like my mom right there.
Yeah.
And she was an unbelievable basketball player herself, right?
Yeah, she's an unbelievable player, and she was a coach too for like up till I was probably 13, 14. She was a coach.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wait, did you never want to play football? Because your dad played football.
No, I played football.
Yeah.
That was like my first love.
Were you obviously an incredible football player too?
Yeah, I was legit.
Yeah.
I was legit. And then I would say I started hitting my growth spurt, and once you get to above like 6'6" in football, it gets kind of hard.
Yeah.
Guys, it's hard to get low,
Mm-hmm.
But I love football, man. That was like my first love. My dad, I remember him taking me out back to the backyard when I was like 6 years old, working on hitting. Like, I love football. I still watch football religiously, study it, follow it, college and NFL. So my little brother plays receiver, so.
Where does he play?
He plays, he's a junior in high school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay. So, yeah.
Trying to get him to college. He should be good though.
Okay.
So you're a Seahawks fan?
Yep.
All right. That's
Yep.
you had a pretty good experience growing up then.
Yes, that was
Yeah.
the golden age, man.
Yeah.
That was like prime Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Marshawn Lynch guy?
Huge Marshawn Lynch, Legion of Boom, all that.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll.
Wait, where do you land on the Anthony Edwards who can play in the NFL?
Someone else asked me about that. I said that I think he would do it until he took a real hit, and I think he want to go back and play basketball.
Yeah. I think that's fair. The
I'd
minute
say-
you go over the middle, it's like, okay, it was
Yeah.
pretty nice making hundreds of millions of dollars guaranteed money in the NBA.
Exactly.
That's a big thing.
I also feel like you could just be a tight end on goal line packages.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Just throw a jump ball up. They don't have to put you in where you're going to get hit.
yeah. No, I mean I could play receiver
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
I would like to see that. I would like to see another two sports, but this time basketball
Yeah.
and football. I think it'd be good for both sports. So you said at one point that you're delusional, that you don't think you have any weaknesses in your game.
I like that.
I like that a lot. And I can tell that you get, like, even just talking about the UNC stuff and Duke, you have a chip on your shoulder
Yeah.
where you're still pissed off about that and you carry that forward. You probably use that to make you better. But if you think that if you're like self-admitted delusional and you think that there are no weaknesses in your game, how then do you figure out what you have to improve on?
By just realizing that I'm not perfect. You're really never gonna be perfect. So I think just doing whatever I can to chase perfection, or strive for it. I think if you can strive for it, you'll land somewhere close to it. And so, just whatever I can do. I mean, obviously, I'm only in my third year, so every year it's been something that I can improve on. Like, nothing I feel is a weakness because I feel like I can do everything, but there's certain areas that, I can get better at or that I can improve on, especially, coming into the NBA. It's a different game, better players, so you have to sharpen up on a lot of stuff that, in high school and college, you can physically dominate guys. And so I was so used to that. High school, it was really no challenges. College, it was, challenges, but it was, pretty easy for the most part. In terms of,
UNC.
yeah, but even UNC wasn't doing nothing.
I mean, they beat you 2 out of 3.
I had 20 and 10. They wasn't stopping nothing. But yeah, I think every level, I think to be the best, you can't just stop working, or you can't ever, stay in one place. I think you just have to always add something or sharpen something. And
Yeah.
so,
You were good right away in the NBA, but you were also a teenager to start in the NBA. Was there any moment where you're like, this is grown men? Like not a welcome to the NBA moment, because I think you had a ferocious dunk like one of your first couple games.
Yeah.
But was there any moment where you're like, oh shit, like this is man strength versus I
Yeah.
gotta get my weight up?
yeah, my first people always talk about like the first regular season game being like the thing, but like for me it was preseason, because it's live action, you
Right.
know. So we played at Memphis. My first ever NBA action was at Memphis, and they had a good unit. That was when they had Jod, Bain, Brooks, Steven Adams, Jaren Jackson, and so yeah, I was on Steven Adams a couple times, and I tried to free throw line box out, and I'm trying to box him out, and he just nudged me with one arm all the way under the hoop, and it was just nothing you could do.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a very good game, and so I just remember being like, oh yeah, that was different. Like, that was not, college, that was not anything. Like, that was a different speed, different strength, all over the floor. And so I think those preseason games helped me. So then when that first regular season came, I was already kind of adjusted to it. But my first taste of the NBA was it was rough. Like I don't think I scored more than 7, 8 points that game.
Yeah. So when you get to the NBA, obviously you're the number one pick. Everyone knows you're an incredible basketball player. But was there ever a moment where you get on the court with someone you watched and you had like a second where you're like, oh shit, that's Kevin Durant. Oh damn, that's LeBron. Where you had to like almost snap out of him and be like, wait, no, I'm Paolo Banchero. I got to play in this game.
Yeah, I say every star that every superstar I say that I played against in my rookie year, I had a decent game except LeBron. Like KD, I played well. We battled. He had 40 on my head, but like I had like 20 something. Like I felt like I played all right. But like Bron, I remember the first time we played Bron in Orlando, and I was just starstruck. In my rookie year, I had a terrible game too. I had like 2 points, fouled out, like probably one of my worst games in the NBA. And I was just, but the whole time it was like I was like, damn, like Bron's out here, and I'm out here, and I couldn't get past it. I couldn't even think straight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you gotten like words of encouragement from somebody that you grew up like idolizing, somebody that you grew up as a fan of, and they see you and they recognize you and they come over to you and like let you know like, hey, you're gonna be great?
Yeah, I mean it's happened a lot, up to now. But I would say like, hearing it from KD, Carmelo, those two right there. I saw them my rookie year All-Star break. And we were in an event, and I was in the same event, and they both pulled me to the side, and we were all having a conversation, and basically they were just telling me, I'm one of those guys. I just gotta, stay hungry, stay in the gym. And so my rookie year, hearing that from those two, it was like that was all I needed to hear. I didn't need no other, validation from anybody else. Like those are two of my, probably top 3, 4 favorite guys ever. So I would say that moment.
Yeah,
it's gotta be cool.
It's gonna be awesome.
I mean, one day you'll get a statue.
Yeah,
you want a statue like Dwyane?
I mean, there's a picture. Oh, you talking about a statue of me?
Yeah.
I mean, hell yeah, yeah. I think a statue would be dope. Obviously, I wanted to be a pretty good resemblance of me, though. I think I've been seeing a couple statues that have been a little iffy.
Yeah,
you got to be involved
Wade
in the
one,
sculpting process the entire way.
I
You don't want
gotta
it to be a
prove it.
surprise.
Yeah, I gotta prove it for sure.
Yeah, you got to see it. So this last year, you guys go to the playoffs. The Magic are a really young team, fun team. You go to the playoffs. You go to 7 against the Cavs. Could you feel the difference playing in playoff basketball, like the intensity? And also, was there ever a moment where you're like, damn, these games suck? Because there were a couple games that were tough.
Yeah, I think
both sides.
Yeah. I think definitely feel a difference.
Yeah,
100%. You feel a difference just with everything, the atmosphere, the build up, the refereeing, everything is just different. The trash talk, everything is just elevated in the playoffs. And then, I think those first 2 games were like pretty shitty because it was our first 2 games ever in the playoffs as a team. And I just remember Cleveland was talking so much shit, like, telling us we wasn't ready for this and like they're beating us, so we can't really talk. And then I just remember winning those next 2 at home and like, we all kind of felt like, nah, we belong here, you know what I'm saying? And then we, game 5 is the one that hurts for me because I was so sure that we was going to win that game. And so when we didn't, I feel like that, that game, if we win that game, I think we win the series in game 6. So when we lost that game, I think we lost by 1 or 2 at the last second. That was tough. And then game 6 won that. That was a hell of a game in Orlando, just doing that in front of the fans, forcing game 7. That was like big for the city, I think. Just doing that, not going home, fighting live another day. And then game 7 was tough too, man, because we were up, 18, I think, and we just you felt it for a second, like we're about to do this. Like it felt like that for a second, and then that shit just went away in the second half.
But that's also the kind of the beauty of the NBA is like young teams are so much fun because they have to go through like the pains and they have to build up. So it's like you guys kind of earned your stripes last year. Do you feel that coming back this year where it's like we went to the playoffs, we went to a game 7. Yeah, we didn't advance, but we know what it takes to get back to that spot, and next year it's going to be different.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's just the attitude of everyone. I think the whole summer, I think leaving after that game 7 loss, I think that was just the whole vibe was like, this is just the beginning. Like we're going to be back here and it won't be the same result. So I think that just motivated everyone on the team throughout the summer. And you just saw guys working and getting better. And, when we came back for training camp, we had a pretty intense training camp, probably the best, or not probably, definitely the best camp I've been a part of since being with the Magic in the NBA. And I think, everyone's kind of poised right now and just trying to stay steady throughout this early season and realizing how important this early season is too, because that's what helped us last year was having such a good start. So I think, everyone's just in a good mind frame.
I feel like the NBA playoffs, we don't talk about how long it is enough and how many games you have to play sometimes.
It's a hell of a journey. Like, I remember just thinking after Game 7, like, I'm spent right now mentally and physically. Like, I couldn't imagine having to get it together and go play in 2 days at Boston and start a whole nother, series.
Yeah, especially if you got like 3 more series after that.
Exactly.
And to be able to win a championship is like, that does seem to me like, we talk about hockey being so hard. We talk about the NFL if you have to go on the road a few times playing 1 game a week. But in NBA postseason, you're adding on like an extra 2.5 months of your season.
Yeah. No, it's a full-blown second season. Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Well, what about the NBA Cup? Maybe 3rd season. How focused are you right now on the NBA Cup?
I think the NBA Cup's good. I think I like it. We had a chance to make it last year. We lost a tiebreaker, or else we would have been, in Vegas. But I think it's dope for the league to like have something early in the year that fans can be drawn to, and you can win some money and a trophy. And it's also certain bragging rights are part of it, I think, as well, where you got these pools with teams and you got the the NBA Cup showdown in Las Vegas. Like, I think it's all cool.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about going heavy on the Magic for the NBA Cup. To me, that's like how you guys learn how to win.
Yeah,
you gotta win the NBA Cup. That's basically a playoff series.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah,
learn that. Hey, are you gonna ever play for Team Italy? You have Italian. You have an Italian passport, right?
Yeah. I'm a citizen.
Listen, I'm not Italian, but my kids are Italian, so I'm supportive. I'm an Italian father, so I am supportive of your culture. With Max in the booth there, he's full Italian, kind of crazy, angry, and all that stuff. So are you going to do it though?
Well, I was,
and then now you're going to play for Team USA.
Well, I already did play for Team USA.
But I'm saying, wait, were you in this Olympics? No.
No. I was in the World Cup.
Yeah, but so the next Olympics, you're in Team USA. So even if Italy drops a bag, what if Italy's like, Paolo, you're our guy, 100 mil.
Put a horse head in your bed.
Sheesh. 100 million?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could turn that down.
Yeah, you can't turn that down.
Yeah, I don't think I could turn that down.
What if it's guys like us playing on the team with you?
I mean, I've seen their team. We played against them, actually. When I played for USA, we played against Italy in the quarterfinals.
And they were pretty good?
No, we won by 40. we won by 40, but like it was a fun game. They were heckling me a little bit, so like I felt like it was dope. It was dope, like having that international, like they didn't really like me, but it was like I embraced it. It was cool.
Okay.
And all the players and coaches showed love. It was the fans. So, it was. That was a hell of a process, man. That was a hell of a process. Like, that whole that was after my rookie year. Like it was when I had to make the decision, and I had been talking to Italy for a while because they reached out to me when I was like 16 years old. Reached out to my dad, and I'm sure they saw my name and was like, "Who the hell is this kid?
He's got an O on the end of his name."
Yeah, with this Italian name. And so at the time, I had been trying out for USA's junior teams, and I got cut. So I wasn't really rocking with like the whole USA thing because I was salty about getting cut. And so I committed to play for Italy, and they were going to put me right onto the national team as a 16, 17-year-old. And I was going to play until COVID. Like if COVID never happened, I would have played in 2020.
You wouldn't have gone to Duke, and you would have been an Italian hero.
I probably would have still went to Duke.
You kind of said you didn't. Yeah.
I would have still went to Duke, though.
Italian hero. Yeah, I mean, you're going to I assume the next Olympics, your eyes are on Team USA and want to be in the Olympics. I mean, you should be.
Yeah, I think that would be cool, especially being in L.A.
Yeah.
But that's a long ways away.
Yeah, that is a long ways away. But I'm going to vote for you. I think it's a fan vote, and I'll fan vote you in.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it was fun watching. It was fun watching the Olympics this summer. From I was back home. It was fun watching it.
Yeah. Did you see our mutual friend Donnie McGrath partying with the team after?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I'll show you that video after.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You know what? He was in Paris during that time.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Donnie's a former teammate of mine.
Yeah, sounds about right.
TBT.
That's what Donnie. That's Donnie right there.
He's the best. Yeah. With Lyft, you guys are they're crushing it.
Yes, sir. They're doing great things right now.
Yeah, they're the best.
I feel like that would be a it'd be an awesome honor to represent the United States at the Olympics, but at the same time, you probably want a break from taking basketball, right? Like, give me my off season.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think definitely. Well, I don't think there's any international competitions leading up to it. So if that was to present itself, I think, being a part of that is probably a dope experience. I was on the World Cup team, and that was a little different. We didn't medal or anything, so that was like a shitty experience. But I think if you win gold, though, it's worth it.
Yeah.
But
always.
if you lose, though, it's like
you should. It's really
trash.
no win. It's like you're the U.S. You should win at basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What's the one thing? I feel like all sports culture has kind of gotten a little weird with fans. We're idiots. We sit on the couch. We're like, oh, we could do that. What's the one thing that fans think that like is easy in basketball? You're like, you have no idea. Because there are guys who like, who rip a NBA player. It's like, you don't understand. Even the NFL NBA debates, like, you don't understand how good NBA players are. Even the last guy on the bench.
Yeah, no, I mean, fans, I think are really emotional. Obviously, they act off emotion. So when you see someone have a bad game, they suck automatically. But one, I think they don't realize for basketball players how tough it is to play 82 games or be in an 82-game season. Just with the traveling, getting in late, 3, 4 a.m., having to wake up the next day and play. And then fly out and play the next day. It's like there's certain stretches of the season where, it's going to get to anybody.
Right.
And so, obviously fans, want to see their team win no matter what. But I think there's certain parts of the season where, guys are starting to feel fatigued and mentally, physically. And then I think just on the court, probably just, man, it's hard to do it. The NBA is the hardest league in the world. Like, it's hard to do anything in the NBA.
Yeah.
I think that's something that a lot of people, even like hoopers that aren't in the NBA, they say, oh, the NBA is so much space, it's so easy. Like, it's only easy if you're like good as fuck. Like,
right.
You have to be like one of those guys, and you have to like have a crazy work ethic, take care of your body, like, or just be the most talented guy in the world to even put up those type of numbers. So when you see guys like Luka making it look all easy, or like me or whoever, like, yeah, it looks easy on this Instagram reel, but like, this shit is hard, man.
That's like JJ Redick said it a couple years ago, which I never really thought about until he mentioned. He's like, everyone's like, oh yeah, the NBA, they don't play defense. Like, no, the offense is so goddamn good that even if you play perfect defense, like Kevin Durant or Paolo Banchero, they're gonna still score 25.
Oh yeah, no, it's I mean, you come into it like the best players, like, you're not stopping certain guys from getting 30, 25, 30 points. Like, you can make it hard and hopefully get a couple clutch stops when you need to, but like, certain dudes you're not stopping.
I do love the mentality though of the average hater online, like somebody that's that divorced from reality that they're like, dude, you suck. So if you took like the average hater online and you said, lock them in a gym with you, and they have 2 days to score one basket, and only one of you can leave. Like, if he scores the basket, you have to stay in that gym for the rest of your life. And vice versa. Do you think somebody could score on you in 2 days?
Hell no.
Average player?
No. Like, no. You talking about like the average person?
Yeah, just one basket.
No.
At any time, like if you fall asleep, he can dribble up to the basket.
If it's 2 days straight, no rest. No, if I lose, I gotta stay in the rest of my life. I would never. I would not let.
You wouldn't sleep.
No, I wouldn't sleep.
You just lock him down. Not even be able to throw it up. You don't think he'd be able to throw one up when you're?
No, I just hound him.
I could score on you, I think.
If you had 48 hours.
48 hours. But I would trick you.
You'd have to check the ball up every time though. You can't just go throw it in the basket. It has to be some type of
check ball.
Check ball.
At the top. I would start to dribble and just throw it behind my head and then hope that you didn't see me about to shoot it, and one of those is going to go in.
One of them.
You'd probably swat that in the fourth row. It'd be a bad time.
Last Duke question. Are you in the Brotherhood?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have to do to be in the Brotherhood? Like, what do you have to say? Do you have meetings and stuff? What goes on?
It can't be explained, man. You got to be there to be a part of it.
Does it, when you are part of the Brotherhood, does anyone ever bring up the name Pete Gaudette?
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I figured that. That's the guy that when Coach K faked an injury because he had a bad team, and he made Pete Gaudette take all his losses that season.
Well, I don't even know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you all about it after. Yeah.
They don't let Pete around
Yeah,
practice much anymore. What about JJ? Is he still in the Brotherhood?
JJ, 100%.
You know he's a coach?
He came to a few games when I was there with his sons.
You guys have a group chat?
Do we have a group chat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is there a Brotherhood group chat?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, we have a group chat with my team.
With your guys,
my
yeah,
current,
yeah.
my team, 22, the 22 team, yeah.
Yeah. Does it? I mean, when you get to the NBA, do people still care where you went to college? Do they still talk shit or no?
Yeah. I mean, whenever I go to Charlotte, it's always funny because I got a bunch of people in there who are Duke, and they're all showing love, and then there's always some UNC fans who are giving me shit about losing.
Yeah.
So whenever I go to Charlotte, I'm hearing that. And then different places there'll be a Duke fan or sometimes someone let me know, hey, you guys lost to Carolina. Like I get that all the time. Still,
Yeah. Yeah.
sure.
Even when you're sitting doing a podcast.
Exactly.
One thing I love about the Magic is just their throwback uniforms. You ever push to be like, hey, can we wear the penny uniforms more?
Yeah, I was
They're
sick.
the
I was
best.
sick that they took them away this year.
Yeah.
Those was like that jersey is a staple. I think just with the Magic and obviously the old school, new school vibe. Like I wish we could have kept wearing those.
Yeah, they got to bring that back. When you moved to Orlando, were you blown away by the majesty of the city?
I was like, yeah, that messed me up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I hadn't been to Orlando before, so I'm from Seattle. So in my head, I just thought Orlando's where Disney World is. Orlando Magic, like Orlando's got to be a big city. And so when I got there, never been, and I was like, wow, this is super small, like way smaller than Seattle. And so it was like weird at first, but now I'm like, I love it there now. Like it's paradise. It's always sunny.
Yeah.
Chill. There's like nice little dinner spots and stuff. Like,
Medieval times.
Yeah, not too much going on.
Yeah.
What you mean?
They got a great medieval times there.
Have you been to the Chili's in the airport? You haven't?
No, I ain't gonna lie. The airport is rough though.
Well, not the Chili's. Chili's is great.
They're getting rid of the Chili's though.
Yeah, there's an escalator goes up to it. Stairway to
I
heaven.
don't like eating in airports though. So
Nah, go to that Chili's. Change your mind.
You kind of breeze by the medieval time. You've never been to medieval times?
no, you gotta tell me about that.
Oh, it's dinner, and you also get to watch a bunch of knights like joust each other and fight each other with swords and shit.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
a great time.
Maybe we should do a team dinner there or something.
Yes.
That would rock.
Yeah.
Yes. That would be awesome.
If you do a team dinner at medieval times, you guys are definitely winning the NBA Cup. I can
Yeah, that's
guarantee
team
that.
chemistry.
Yeah.
That's like at the end, they're like, "How'd you guys do it?" It's like, "Well, we actually went to medieval times. Yeah,
had
like
dinner.
3 months ago, and it was awesome."
Yeah.
No.
I did find a couple weaknesses in your game.
Oh,
I know you said that you're delusional and that there's no weaknesses in your game, but I got a couple. One is you currently lead the league in interceptions this year.
What you mean?
There's a Patrick Mahomes question.
Oh yeah,
That was a weird moment, wasn't it?
yeah.
That was like that introduced me to the world in a way. It was weird. It was so weird, man. Like it was crazy because I'm on the track, right? And at the time I'm not even in the NBA yet. So
It's the F1 race in Miami. Yeah,
race. And so I'm on the track and I'm just taking it all in. I used to love NASCAR, so I always loved cars, racing and stuff. So the F1 thing was dope to be there. And I just remember walking, bro, and I just kept hearing Patrick. And I'm like, man, no, I wonder who Patrick is. Like, whoever is Patrick is someone needs to get Patrick. And then like I hear Patrick, and then someone hits me on the back, and I'm like, what? And I look, and it's like this camera in the Martin Brundle, and this is the camera's in my face, and I'm like, wait, huh? And so I'm not even realizing that this is like a world broadcasted, interview. I'm thinking this is like local channel or I don't know what it is. I've never been to F1, so I'm like, I'm lost. And he's like, Patrick, what is it about being here? And so I just answer his question. And I think he kind of realized, like, in the middle of the interview that I wasn't who I thought or who he thought I was. And so, like, it was like a 45-second interview, and he walked off. I walked off, and then, like, right after that, like, my phone just started going nuts. Like,
so funny.
Everyone started blowing me like, yo, you was just on TV, bro. He just thought you were Patrick Mahomes. He just chased you. He just chased you for, like, a minute, and thought you were Patrick Mahomes. And so that was like the running joke. And then the next year at F1, I actually, hung out with Pat Mahomes a little bit. So
that's
we
perfect.
linked up. It was cool.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, well, Paolo, this has been awesome. I got one last question for you. It's a Roback question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Roback.com. So rookie of the year, all-star. Do we want to say that you're going to win an MVP at some point? Be the first to report it. Could we be the first to report that Paolo Banchero is going to win the MVP one year?
Yeah, I definitely think that.
Okay, there it is.
Sure.
Exclusive.
Yes, exclusive. We got the exclusive inside scoop. Paolo Banchero MVP at some point.
Can I tell you a
some
secret
point.
pick
Yeah.
yet? I think it might be this year.
Yeah, you thinking that? Mm-hmm. You might still be in the zone.
It's not impossible.
It's
It can happen. It's only game 4, but I don't put anything past myself.
If
Yeah.
the season ended today, would you be MVP? I think you would.
I think you would.
4 games
It'd be
in.
a fucked up
Yeah,
season.
yeah. That would be a
It'd
crazy
it'd be
season.
A crazy season.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna root for you now. I'll put the Duke aside.
Yeah.
We're gonna be Paolo guys through and through. So we got your back. You just have to come on anytime you're in Chicago.
Word. Done.
We're gonna join, and it's perfect because you obviously. I think you went on Rosillo's podcast. He's kind of borderline like obsessed with you in a weird way.
Who?
Ryan Rosillo?
I did. Is he a Magic?
No, he's Ryan Rosillo. He lives out in he lives out in L.A. The Ringer.
He's
the Ryan
a strong
Rosillo
guy,
podcast.
shaved head.
Yeah.
Strong guy.
I
White
think,
dude,
I think
very
I know
white.
him out. But
Did you
I've
go
been on his show.
Yeah, you've been on his show. He like
Have I been on his show?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
yeah,
you've been on his show. He would like die for you. He's a Paolo rider.
Dope.
And so now we're gonna just go onto his block and we're gonna take it over. So we'll be with him, but we're gonna say we were there first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got your back. We got your back. We'll beat the fuck out of Rosillo.
Yeah.
We don't want him to get his stink on you.
Yeah. No, he
He
loves
gets
you.
obsessed with guys.
Yeah, and
sometimes.
he's one of your guys.
That's
so it's
what's
good
up.
to have like media people. There's a couple of media people who have your back, I would assume.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You guys are the ones that reach everybody. You get people listen to what you guys say, man.
Yeah,
Look, I'm
which is
willing-
scary. That's a scary thing to think about.
I'm already willing to go to war for you. Do you have any enemies out there?
None that you got to take care of, man.
All right, you let
I
us
will.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
now-
it pops up, let us know.
No, I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Because I'll show you later what I made a little card for all my Coach K slander facts, and I was handing them out in New Orleans, so I can get to work for you. You give me the name.
You know what? Did you make a video doing that?
Yeah, I was just handing
I think
them out.
I saw that.
Yeah. All
That's
those
crazy,
I was
man.
handing it to like old ladies, and they were just like, "Whoa, I didn't know Coach K, Pete Gaudette. I didn't know that he did this." Yeah, I was opening minds.
We're probably the best assholes that you can have in your corner online. I bullied a horse off Twitter one time.
Yeah,
Made his fat ass quit.
Kentucky Derby
Nyquist, that
winner.
that fat bitch won the Kentucky Derby. Then he got fat and out of shape and did load management.
Yeah.
and didn't even compete in is the Preakness he bowed out of.
Wow.
So we got him off.
So he didn't have that
gave him
dog in him.
shit.
Yeah,
You
Gave him
Gone.
shit, and then he logged offline.
Yeah, gone.
So yeah, if you need anybody to log off, you let us know.
We're on it. We're on it.
That's what y'all do. I got it.
Well, Paolo, thanks so much, man. We really appreciate you coming by. And anytime you're in Chicago, we'd love to have you on. So you're a recurring guest. You actually have to legally.
That's the deal.
Yeah. No, once you come on
Okay.
once, you legally have to come on every
Well,
time.
I actually enjoyed this, man.
Oh, okay. There we go.
we
So
could-
I
we
love
could-
that.
We could rock with this.
Yeah.
If like Rosillo asks you in the future, like you've been on part of my take, you guys say, "Yeah, I know those guys.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
no,
those guys."
Yeah.
I definitely. I mean, this is like a whole thing right here. So,
And we don't really ask normal questions, I would
Yeah.
say, for the most part, because we're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how this one goes. That's how these interviews
Very
go.
dumb. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, man.
yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Thank you.